Hello, 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 and welcome back to Lady Arcaders Out of Bounds Toronto. We are in between runs right now, but we have a wonderful interview here coming up with Corvimae, who is our runner for...
Learn with Pokemon typing adventure.
Thank you. I literally just asked this question.
Run on the schedule, but I didn't check. It often is.
Okay, so first, how are you feeling today, May? How are you feeling about your run?
I'm feeling pretty good. So this is the hardest run that I know. That's not true. It's the hardest run that I know and still run. There was one that I did was like way harder. But and so there's a lot of stuff that can go wrong, even though it sounds like this run is unserious, but it's actually super difficult. And so no matter how much I prepare, I'm still like, oh man, it's still gonna be difficult. So I'm a little worried about that. But
I'm so curious. Do they make you spell Pokemon names as you're typing?
that's the whole game.
Oh,
the
my
whole
Lord.
game is just they give you a picture of a Pokemon and they're like, I hope you could spell that right and remember what it is. And I'm like,
Oh, jeez. Okay.
See, I can't name a Pokemon to save my life, so this is going to be great.
so, okay, here's the thing with this game is that they're like, this is a great educational opportunity to learn how to type. It is not. I don't think it would possibly learn you how to type. It just teaches you the names of Pokemon. They do like 4 levels where they're like, oh, here's the home row. And they do 400 levels that are like, a spell Alomomola.
No, thank you. I don't want to spell that.
There's no Professor Mavis Beacon in this game. Nowhere to be found.
There are 2 professors. There are 2 other characters in this game, and they have pun names. So, get excited for that.
Yes.
Every single thing has puns.
It's true.
I'm not against it, but I don't think I'm for it. So, May, what inspired you to start speedrunning video games in the first place?
So I used to watch GDQ like every year. I would see it would come on when I was like on like holiday break from like school and stuff, and I'd be like, "Wow, that's really cool. I don't think I could do that. That seems really hard." And the reason why I thought it was really hard is because I didn't know you could use notes.
Oh.
I thought everyone just memorized everything, and I have a terrible memory, which is great for the Pokemon run. But you'll see. And then way down the line, I saw Keys' run of Pokemon Crystal. And in that run, they mentioned they needed to check their notes. And I was like, what? You could do that? Which in retrospect is like super obvious. Like obviously you could take notes. But I didn't know that at the time. And then like other friends of mine got into it. And so I was like, I bet I could do that. And I was right.
Oh, let's go. So then, out of curiosity, as a follow-up question, what was the game or run that you spent the longest playing, and what about that one in particular?
Pokemon Alpha Sapphire for the Nintendo 3DS is the game that I ran a whole ton of time. I was like at one point kind of gunning for a world record in that, and now I'm like 10th. I don't know. I just like that run. It's like it has like a rhythm to it where you're like constantly doing stuff. But it doesn't have. But every run feels slightly different enough because of the randomness of your starters that it felt like each run had enough going on with it that it was a good balance for me personally.
Nice.
So for your run today, are there any tricks?
There are like 2 tricks.
What is the hardest trick in your run?
Well, so none of the tricks that I do are hard. The hard part is specifically that this run is essentially typing flawlessly for 40 minutes straight.
Honestly, that's a
I
trick.
can't do that for 30 seconds, so that's a trick.
It's very hard, and so like even I'll like talk about the tricks when we get there. They're like not. They're kind of just like optimizations. Ultimately, this game is a whole bunch of auto scrollers that you just need to not screw up, and it's more of a skill showcase, I guess. So
Gotcha.
Not so much a tricks run.
Ah, interesting. In another direction, out of curiosity, is there any speedrun that you have absolutely no interest in ever learning, but still kind of admire that speedrun?
Splatoon. I love Splatoon, but I'm very bad at it because I don't know how to aim without a mouse. So like even like my friends who are like Splatoon people are like, you gotta do the motion controls. It's just if you don't do the motion controls, you're like leaving skill on the table. I'm like, all right, fine, I'll do the motion controls. But I'm so bad at it. But the runs are super, super cool, and I love all the lore in that game. So, yeah, Splatoon.
Nice.
Now, I'm going to steal this question from you because I need to know the answer to this. Because as a person who is not from Canada, name one thing you think about Canada. Name one thing you know about Canada or think you know about Canada.
they didn't send me this question ahead of time.
That is true.
This one was just thrown in there.
That is
Spoilers.
So as far, one thing I think I know about Canada, all I know, okay, so there was one time, this is going to be a story that gets to a thing. There was one time that I went to visit a friend in Madison, because I'm from the Midwest. And during that trip, I had cheese curds during every single meal. Because that's, I don't know, that's what you do there.
It's the Midwest.
And my understanding is that I could do that with poutine here, which essentially is just another way to have cheese curds for everything here, or for here. Yes, another way of doing that. And so I guess my thing is that apparently there's a lot of different varieties of poutine, and so far I've only had one. So also I believe that your hockey team hasn't won since 1967.
It's too painful. Let's not talk about the Oilers either. It's too painful.
I'm from Chicago, so I can't relate.
I was about to say them some fighting words. My word.
You ever been roasted while interviewing?
Hey, I'm not about hockey or sports at all, so I'm just sitting here going.
So I'm curious as well, May. Do you have any inspirational femme or woman in speedrunning who you look up to?
Yeah, I'll give a shout out to both Greta Ice Vixen and Swiftaloo, both of
Yay.
whom do a ton of work to make the Pokemon speedrunning community a lot more diverse and like just a better place to be around every single day. So shout outs to both of them. I admire all the work they do a lot.
Yeah. Thanks so much for answering your questions. And I think you have one more.
Yes.
ClockworkOphelia.
And what is the one piece of advice outside of notes that you would give to someone who is just starting speedrunning?
If you look at somebody doing speedrunning and you're like, I think that would be fun, congratulations, you figured it out. Like, all you got to do, anyone could do it. It's super easy to get into. It seems daunting, but every community that I've like really been a part of and stuck around with has been super inviting. There are people who would love to help you. It's just a fun thing to do, and you get to meet like all sorts of amazing people and be part of amazing events like this one.
Yay.
So as long as you're willing to have the course of your life changed forever, give it a shot.
Thank you so much for answering all of our questions, May.
Thanks both of you for having me here.
Yeah, looking forward to the run and wishing you the best of luck.
Thank you.
Okay, everyone, we will be back in a few minutes with Metroid Crime running Hot Dog Reporter, which looks to be a crazy run. I'm really excited, everyone.